calling the meeting to order. Today is December 16th, 2024, and this is the last city council meeting of 2024. City clerk, the roll call, please.
Salvia.
Here.
Vixen.
Here.
Hauser.
Here.
Jones. Absent. King.
Here.
Sage. Trent.
Here. Thank you. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. That may always be one of my favorite parts of a city council meeting. Love the Pledge of Allegiance. All right, public comment. Do we have any public comment of anything that is not on our agenda? Yes, Margaret? Welcome.
My name is Margaret Shepard. I live at 628 Rewald. And what I would like to say is thank you to the entire city council for the excellent job you've done this year, and also for the entire city staff, and especially to Nick, who has given us so many years of his life.
Thank you.
All I can say is Merry Christmas.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Margaret.
That's very
Thank
nice.
you. Thank you, Margaret, and thank you for being here. We appreciate seeing your smiling face here in council chambers. Do we have Brian on the Zoom? Brian, are there?
Yes, thank you. There are no callers on tonight.
Okay, great. Thank you. All right, moving on to approval of the minutes. We have the minutes from the regular meeting of December 9th, 2024. Council?
So moved.
Motion by Sage. Second by Trent. City clerk, the roll call.
Salvia.
Yes.
Vixen.
Yes.
Hauser.
Yes.
King.
Yes.
Sage.
Yes.
Trent.
Yes. Thank you. We have no consent agenda. We have no old business. We have no public hearings. We have no legislative deliberation, but we do have reports and regular business. Item A is a consideration of a report and recommendation to opt out of Public Act 152. I see Joellen approaching. Would you like to lead us into this discussion?
Sure, thank you, Madam Mayor and council members. It's good to be here tonight with you. I know you don't see me real often, but when I do, it's pretty exciting, right? So,
Yes.
Okay, so normally, this is something that you would see on a consent agenda, and just a little bit of history on this. This PA 152, Public Act 152, is designed to offer options for employers to, I guess the best way to put it would be, when you opt out of it, it allows us to be consistent with our bargained agreements with the unions. So if you don't opt out, you have to either go with an 80-20 or a hard cap. So I did have our benefits broker run an analysis based on our 2024 elections. Our open enrollment just closed today, so it's a little too soon to really give you an exact projection. But based on the 2024 numbers, if we decided to not opt out of Public Act 152 and decided to go with an 80-20, then employees would pay double what they're paying now. So instead of a 10%, it would be a 20%. So you're looking at, with total healthcare costs last year of about 1.4 million, it would go from 140,000, the employees would contribute to 280. So on top of that, like I said, we have agreements with the unions for this 10%. And what we did was, we knew that one of our unions will be, the contract will expire in December of 2025. And as you may be aware, with this Public Act, you cannot split unions or units with, one has 80-20, one has hard cap, and one has the opt-out. So because we are bound by that contract expiring at the end of December, we knew that and built into all three of our new contracts the provision that said that we would guarantee the 10% through the end of 2025. However, after that, we would come to the unions once we got a summary of what our costs were with Blue Cross, which is usually September, October, and we would inform them and work with them to let them know what we were planning, whether it be another 10% for another year, or potentially we would explore the other options in the provision of PA 152. So that being said, I did consult with our labor attorney as well, just to make sure that, you know, we were all in line, and she helped us a lot through the negotiations to build that into the contract language. And because of that, I'm recommending tonight that we continue to opt out of PA 152, at least for another year. And one of the things, just as a side note, is there are several pieces of legislation pending right now in the House on PA 152. One of them is to completely repeal it. We don't think that that's going to happen. From all my HR circles, have said that probably won't happen, but it does need to be, potentially, it may be amended. So we'll be tracking that as well, and we should know more probably within the first quarter, second quarter, and that could also affect our decision. But our goal tonight is to opt out of, to agree to opt out of PA 152, and as I said, we will continue to track it and monitor it so that we can maintain and try to be aware of what the city's costs are, and at the same time be aware of what burden we may put on our employees. We want to try to have a happy balance there. So I'll be happy to take any questions. I'm not covering all of it, but you know, it can be complicated. And I think in our labor agreements, it's very straightforward that we still have that management right, but we want to work with the unions, and we want to keep that communication open so they're aware of, you know, if we have to go to a higher cost in the future, or if possibly we can still keep the 10%.
Okay, thank you. Council, any additional questions, information needed? Is there a motion? Councilmember King?
I will make a motion to support the opt-out of PA 152.
Excellent. Councilmember King,
I'll second that.
second by Councilmember Trent. Any other discussion? City Clerk, the roll call.
Salvia,
Yes.
Vixen,
Yes.
Hauser,
Yes.
King,
Yes.
Sage,
Yes.
Trent.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, item B is consideration of a request to approve the purchase of self-contained breathing apparatus air packs and fill station compressor for our fire department. I know this is something that we discussed in budget season. This is something that the fire department has actively pursued, I think, at least 3 grants. And yet here we are tonight to discuss this.
Thank you,
Chief?
Madam Clerk. Thank you, Madam Mayor. As you know, we have written actually 3 grants on our own, and we last year participated in a regional grant. We scored enough points in the regional to be able to get funded, but as in everything in the government, we weren't high enough on the list of a priority to get the money. Council graciously approved money last year for us to purchase air bottles because they were expiring, so we don't have that expense. And we've taken a more than 30-year-old compressor that's been needing to be replaced for quite a while, and we've kept it limping along and not having to do that. We evaluated the fire department on what the true needs were from the air packs. Based on our evaluation, we reduced the total number of packs that we had purchased in the past. In front of you right now is a competitive grant, or a competitive quote from vendors to go ahead and purchase the air packs and the compressor unit for the fill station. We are maintaining the bottles and the fill station itself because those are still in good enough condition that we didn't feel it was prudent to go ahead and replace those. So our request for council to consider is the replacement of the self-contained breathing apparatus.
Thank you. Councilmember Trent?
Yes, I have seen how hard you have worked, and I really appreciate everything you've done over the few years, and also the due diligence that you put in and trying to make it work and without compromising safety. And yeah, thank you, and I see you even got it cheaper, so that was really good. I'm sure people appreciate that.
Councilmember Sage?
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Do you know what I'm
Chief, we've talked about this for the last 4 budget cycles, and I think it's time.
I agree.
I will approve the acquisition of the self-contained breathing apparatus through the bid from West Shore Fire Incorporated. I make that motion.
I'll second.
Okay, and then clarification, they're also looking for approval of purchase of the fill station compressor from Breathing Air Systems.
I will add that in.
Okay?
Okay.
Motion and a second.
I second that, yes.
Any other discussion, questions? City Clerk, please.
Salvia,
Yes?
Vixen,
Yes.
Hauser,
Yes.
King,
Yes.
Sage,
Yes.
Trent.
Yes.
Thank you, council, for your consideration. I will add, one of the things that is a little bit different now that we weren't able to get the grant. If we got a grant, the grant would require us to dispose of and destroy the old air packs. We now will have a chance to go ahead and put those out on the market for resale. Somebody may purchase them and send them overseas or someplace else. So there may be a few dollars that'll come back to the budget from the disposal of the old packs.
Okay, thank you. All right, moving on to reports from various boards and commissions. We don't have any on the agenda. Okay, thank you. Any other public comment?
Check register.
Check register. Item C, the check register. Discussion on the check register. Public comment. Moving on to general miscellaneous. Starting at the back table, anyone at the back table have anything else they would like for general and miscellaneous? I see Chief approaching.
Chief, will you talk about also maybe with Anthony, the movie thing Thursday night?
Yes.
Okay.
City manager, and also I believe, Mary, that you received a email from one of our residents concerned about overflights with helicopters.
Yes.
And I can report that we don't have any drones, and if we did, we'd find out who they were, unlike the East Coast.
Thank you.
But I did do checking for it, based on the instructions from the city manager. There's 2 companies that have done overflights or that are capable. One is called White Pine out of Pontiac. The other one is called My Flight. They're based out of Detroit, but right now they're flying out of Pontiac. White Pine has not done any flights over downtown this year, although they did do them last year multiple times. However, My Flight is averaging between 3 to 5 flights every week. This will be the last week, next week will be the last week that they do. Verified with the FAA, the rules require them to fly at least 500 feet. Both of them tell us that they're flying between 600 and 800 feet. They cannot stop and hover. It has to be a flyover. I spoke to the operations manager for My Flight. My Flight flies out of Oakland Airport right now. They basically come up M59 Rochester Road. They'll fly south to north on Main Street. They'll flip around someplace around Tinkin Road, and they'll fly back over from that area. So they basically fly directly over Main Street from that standpoint, and they maintain the required minimum of 500 feet for the restrictions from the FAA. The helicopter, unfortunately, is a helicopter, and I think we all know that those can be noisy from that standpoint. And as I said, that they will be flying one more time next week, and then they'll be done for the season. If there's any other questions or comments that I can take back.
No, thank you. Thank you for the report out. I personally did hear them in town, and I knew that there were, I'll say, sightseeing tours over the Big Bright Light Show, so I kind of knew what they were for, but I appreciate the research, and thank you.
If I can report that Rochester receives 5 stars for all of the flights because of the Big Bright Lights.
That's good, 5 stars. Anthony?
Thank you, Mayor. Nick, thank you for the reminder. So yeah, just wanted to let everyone know, so if you're not aware, please check out the city's Facebook page. We've posted links and details that can go way into more detail than I will go into tonight. But we had a response, and council's aware, the family that was here for the assistance and saving for, at the Royal Park for someone that went into cardiac arrest. The daughter happened to be a filmmaker in that field, and so she wants to do a short film specifically around one of the paramedics that not only helped save her mom, but then also kept doing multiple follow-ups at the hospital to visit, chat, and help her during the recovery stay while she was there. So it's great to have the whole team pull off a success, and it's great to also see that one of our firefighters and paramedics has been highlighted to have a short film created for around them, and it's really around the impact and the emotional roller coaster that goes on in the field that's not often portrayed in a film. So there's a fundraiser that's been put on by the daughter, that's Madeline Down, and so that's already been running. So when I looked at it, when it was sent out, I go, hey, we should be doing like a fundraiser. Let's help get it across the finish line. I needed, at the time, like $6,700 left to get it into production. So we put on a notice with the help of Christy and Chief, and getting a lot of things put up, tickets, sales, all that sort of stuff at the last minute. We now publish that today.
I saw that.
So you can purchase tickets. You don't have to purchase tickets for the dinner. There's also a spot for just donations. If you just want to make donations, there's different amounts you can put in. The proceeds we're trying to collect everything and then present it to the producer for like here's a single donation sort of check, instead of having everybody just go to their page. So we're gonna do that after the event is all said and done. So we're doing tickets, $10 adults, 5 for kids. It's gonna be this Thursday night, 5 p.m. to 7:30. And then tickets at the door will be a couple dollars more each at the door purchase. We're gonna try to just order exactly what we need to have versus an unknown number of who's coming. Great thing for the businesses downtown, in a very, very short time, a lot of them, and we'll have them as a separate list of all the final sponsors, have sponsored already spots for the event. So there was
Awesome.
10 business sponsorships available, and it was within the first, I think, 3 minutes, half of them were already gone.
Yeah.
Christy called me up today. She goes, all right, I just sent out I just got another one. I just got the third. She's just like saying, okay, well, half of them are gone now, so let's finish our conversation, and I'm sure they'll be gone soon. So it's good to see the businesses and all over, all different ones participating too. So it'll be really neat, I think. Not a lot of municipalities. I know it won't be, the full Marvel experience with all the CGI and all that, but I'm sure we can do just as good for a short film. And to have it be based upon one of our stories here just makes that just so much cooler, I think. So that's the fundraiser that's going on. Like I said, donations can just be done. The dinner tickets are also there too. And then afterwards, we're crossing fingers, seeing we can hopefully get it real close to the finish line on that one. So that's kind of that update, and it'll be a really cool story. And as soon as the donations hit, she has it open for another 30 days, so she wants to start production right away in 25. Already have the actor, so if you go to the post, you can go to the site, you can see who she's already got for the part, the producers, the team, she has everybody, it's already all lined up, just funds, and then it's go. So it'll be really, really, really cool to see that.
Super excited.
Absolutely.
We got to get this across the finish line.
That's what I'm hoping for.
We can't wait to have the red carpet and the floodlights and you
Yeah, we'll have
name
to do
it
something for that once,
Yep.
that's done, have the premiere.
to recognize our local heroes.
Yeah.
So
It's
it'll be
super
great.
cool, so.
Thank you. Thank you for everyone's
Anthony.
efforts. Right, that's what I'm thinking. It's the spark to get to Hallmark,
There you
but
go.
this is really cool, so I don't want to downplay that.
Yep, thank you.
General miscellaneous, city clerk.
Nothing this evening.
Thank you. City manager.
Got a couple things. First, I want to thank David Berlitich. Carl and I met with David today out in the rain at the War Memorial. And David took this under his wing, and you know, it was very disrespectful how it's been over the years. It was, paint was chipping, the glass was bad, it was horrible. And not that many folks go over there, so we don't get complaints about it, but one day we were all walking by, and we went to plant a tree there, Arbor Day. And it was like, whoa, this is, so he took it on himself with the commission, and Mark the painter, that's what we call Mark, he is the chief, got us in touch with Mark the painter. I have never met a more benevolent, thorough, professional human being ever. He came and, correct me if I'm wrong, David, he paid for the materials, the time to acid strip this thing, get new glass ordered, redo the whole thing, paint it, redid the eagle on the top, and wouldn't take a dime. It's like, this is what I want to do for the city. He went to the DDA to buy some merchandise, and he's like, what's wrong with your back door? And we were trying to get our landlord to paint it. By the time they got back, the back door was painted. That's just Mark. He's one of those guys that loves Rochester. The people in town are good to him. He's so professional. So shout out to him and David for getting that across the finish line. We will landscape it in the spring, and on Memorial Day, hopefully we're going to do a dedication. We'll all go and cut a ribbon. And today we talked about we're going to put 2 flags out there. So we checked flag protocols. Lieutenant Harper, he's our expert on that. And we can put an American flag and then probably a POW and a Purple Heart, I think we talked about.
State of Michigan.
State flag on one side. So that will be a nice framework for that area. And so we're really happy about that. Mark your calendars for September, January 25th. Marcy will be sending out the whole packet of the budget process, but that's going to be our first.
What date?
Saturday, January 25th.
Saturday.
I think you've seen that, but I just want to remind, I told Marcy I'd remind you.
Yeah, we know that, but I thought you said September.
Oh, no, yeah.
I got excited. We're planning this far ahead. I'm so excited.
Wow. It's September. No, I'm just kidding. It's January. Sorry about that. Saturday, January 25th, 9 a.m., probably at the fire hall. Let's see. We have a couple more days, Joanne and we got out the applications for our new DPW director search. We have 2 candidates presently. Hope to get a couple of more. We're going to start interviewing process right away to get that very important position filled if possible. So I want you to know that. And Attorney Crott's been working with the attorneys from the skate park, so we'll bring that back at the first meeting in January. Should have that locked up. There was just a little bit of paperwork that we had to get. They understood what we asked about, not seeing a picture, Mayor Pro Tem, what you talked about, and a little more detail, and so we can feel better about it. They'll probably come here, and so we can talk about it also. So that was a good ask, and we'll have that ready for your first meeting in January. And then Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, safe New Year to everybody. I think we're going to have quite a good year. We're all excited about things to come, hit the ground running in January, definitely, with the budget prep and all that good stuff. So that's it.
Thank you. City Attorney?
Nothing, thank you.
Councilmember King?
Nothing for me this evening.
Mayor Pro Tem?
Yeah, I'd like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and God bless everybody.
Councilmember Sage?
I'll second that. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Should we vote?
Should we?
Councilmember Trent?
I would be the third person to approve that.
Yeah.
And however you celebrate this season, I wish you the best. Also, I'd like to point out that the neighborhood, a 5th annual neighborhood light fight had a winner, Alice in Wonderland. You can go to the Facebook page of downtown Rochester, and you can go around the streets. Helen, Ludlow, looks like, I don't know, Wesley first, and, yeah. Ludlow, North Helen, Fairview? Anyway, Roseland, somewhere around there. There's some beautiful lights around town, and it's really a cool thing where the neighborhoods are in competition. So it's really quite, if you have nothing to do and you just want to take your kids or just yourself, just drive around the town and beyond the big bright light show, I recommend that, even though our street lost. I mean, I'm around the corner from that, so I don't really feel the full loss from Ludlow.
Thank you. Councilmember Hauser?
I'm all set, thank you very much.
Thank you. I think 2 things. One is I want congratulations to Officer Nicholas Fritz, our new Rochester police officer. He graduated from the police academy. He started with us in parking, and he's now a police officer. And he was recognized first place for academic achievement. So not only is a new officer, but a smart one, too. So welcome.
We'll bring him to council meeting in January.
Good, thank you. And then I wanted to make sure we knew about the fundraiser for Sense of Emergency. That's the name of the short film. And then lastly, this is the most wonderful time of the year. And ever since we turned the big bright lights on with that wonderful song, but also I just want to encourage everyone to reach out to those around you because it doesn't feel like the most wonderful time of the year to a lot of people. So reach out to those around you and have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Meeting adjourned.
Thanks.
25 minutes.
See you next year. I won, Steve.